doing it at 80. I mean, I remember when we were doing Rolling Stone or Stones or old jokes when they were 50. I remember that their new hit is #1 with an arrow. You know,
listen. I'll tell you this story. I've said it a couple times before because it so hits right to the center of what you're saying. We were fortunate enough to get asked to play with the Stones just about 20 years ago. It was maybe it was 03, 4, 5, give or take. And so they're playing a couple shows in San Francisco and then asked if we would play with them. At that time, we had played shows of our career with Deep Purple, with AC/DC, with a few other bands, all the bands that I had posters up on my wall when I was a kid. And so the last one of those boxes to check was the Stones. So we're playing a couple shows at where the Giants played, AT&T Stadium. And I mean, we're no spring chickens at this point.
No.
I mean, we're still in our, early 40s, late 30s, early 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, so we're sitting backstage, and this is in no way a judgment on the Stones. This is really more about us. But so we're sitting backstage, and at one point, a personal assistant or whatever comes, and says, Mick Jagger's going to walk through here in a couple minutes. He's going over to his private gym in his truck, and he's going to warm up before the show. When he walks through here, please don't make eye contact with him or talk to him or whatever. Just Mick is going to walk through here.
No.
And so we're sitting there.
Come on.
And this is about us, not about the Stones. So we're sitting there going, what? He has a truck? He has a truck with a portable gym in it. He goes and warms up for 30, 45 minutes before he goes on stage. Cue, ha, 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 oh my God, and we're still like late 30s, early 40s. Now, guess who's got a truck with a gym in it? Okay. Guess who's got a Peloton bike on the road with us? Guess who's got a chef who walks around and makes us protein drinks and all kinds of other nasty stuff? We're right there in it,
okay. I get your point. I think you're missing the really salient part of the story. It's not that he was warming up before the show, which is completely understandable whether you're 20, 30, or 80.
I know what you're referring to.
Come on. That is so disappointing.
We used to laugh a lot at those things. And
when did he walk through and you did that and didn't look? You must have talked to him at some point.
We were told that, I've told this story a couple times before, we were told that we could have a picture taken with the Rolling Stones on the way to as they were walking to the stage. We were playing, there was another support act, can't remember who it was, but so the two support acts, the two guest acts were in the tunnel up to the stage, and the first band was here and the second band was here, and then the Stones came and they stopped here and they took a picture. I don't think they fully stopped. They were sort of caught mid-walk, or they slowed down long enough, and then they got to us and we got our picture taken with the Stones. Listen,
but that's the extent of your...
That was the extent of it. I had dreams, I thought, listen, we're going to play with the Rolling Stones, and you know where I'm going to spend my whole time is in Keith Richards' hotel room, sitting, doing those legendary parties till 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll be the last one to leave, Well, it wasn't exactly like that, but listen, I don't disrespect him for that. I've told those stories before. And now we're sort of turning into a version of that, but we are always very careful. I always go and say hello to our support acts. I look them in the eye. I ask them if there's anything they need. You know what it is?
It's called common courtesy.
I was just going to say,
just not even. We don't even deserve.
No, it's a human thing. If somebody comes out and plays on a Metallica stage, I want them to feel at home.
Especially, there's something.
I want them to feel at home.
There's also something involved here called professional courtesy.
Yeah,
professional courtesy. Like if you were like a very new beginning band, it still wouldn't be acceptable, but it would be a little more understandable. But you're a peer who had probably at that moment was selling more records than they were. It just seems, it's just so disappointing. And I've heard, of course, stories like this before. There's a very big rock star, I'm not going to say who it is. I happen to like him personally in my brief encounters with him. But someone I know who I know is not lying said, She walked up to him. He was having lunch with his wife somewhere and said, Mr. Blow and Blow,
Blow and blow, I like that.
I hate to bother you. And he cut her off and said, and yet you did.
Right. Yeah.
And I've never been able to listen to this person's records.
Yeah,
and I do, because I can put it out of my mind. I'll play fucking R. Kelly here right now. I don't let anybody tell me Michael Jackson, anybody. It's that the music didn't rape anybody, I always say. So, but I cannot put it out of my mind. You know what I mean? I can't unsee that, which is ironic because he wouldn't look at you. Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.